Yeah, I assume he'll be right back. We're back for another episode of Top 5 Live, episode 72. Man, we're gonna be at 100 soon. I'm telling you, man. Like, and
Wait.
we still ain't done it in the same spot yet. Like, we got to fix that.
That's over a year. There's only 54 weeks in a year, right? So we've been doing this more than a year now. Is that right?
I don't know. I've lost count at this point, bro.
If my memory serves me correctly, there's 54 weeks in a year, right? So if we've been doing one
52.
every week, 52 weeks in a year, if we're on episode 73, 72, then
this is the second time we've done this.
What you mean?
This is the second time we've done a best of 2020, best of
the year.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh wow! I don't remember that.
This is the second time we've done one before New Year's, because we did a Christmas show already. Remember?
We did. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. Another one. Yeah, we haven't had any. I mean, what stoppages have we had? Have we missed a week? I don't think we've ever missed.
We haven't had any, because I mean, even when little man was in the hospital, I think I don't remember if I missed or not.
I've missed one. I've missed one.
Yeah, I know you.
Or two.
I missed 3 or 4, but
Danny's missed 3 or 4, and then he be leaving early.
I probably missed about 3 or 4.
If you count the times that I've left early, I probably missed about 12 or 13. But
100%.
I mean, if we count overages, then I ain't missed none, because I've been on this.
Y'all are in the surplus. Y'all on episode 101 by now. Y'all are
no. Morgan is definitely on episode 230.
Yeah, there was one episode. That the episode we talked about Chappelle, when Jatovi came on here. Oh my God, bro, that crap went on.
I didn't even talk about that. I'm talking about the episode where you sleep.
Hey, listen.
Yo, that was so funny, bro.
I was definitely out too, bro.
Me and Javon was like, hey, we're just gonna leave.
We're just gonna leave. I was just like, Danny wanted me to leave you on there too for like a long time.
So hard, bro.
I wanted to leave you on live just to see how, like, because I know on TikTok people literally will just like put comments and stuff to see if they can wake you up, bro. And it would have been hilarious. Javon saved your life, though. Javon saved your life.
I did. I need more credit for that, man. I need more credit for that. I literally went, I ate some food. I said goodnight to my son. I did a whole lot of stuff and came back. And you still sleep. I was like, either he committed to the bit or this man. Hey, what's up?
I had no idea.
Merry Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas.
What's up, Libby?
They can hear you.
Did Daddy give you a pony?
Turn 7.
Did Daddy give you a pony?
You want to tell them what you got for Christmas and for your birthday?
Yeah.
What did you get? Tell them. Don't act shy now. You done jumped in the camera.
I know, right?
I got. How much money did I get?
You got
how much money?
Dang.
I got $48.
$48, and you got some roller skates. And a Nintendo Switch.
And stockings.
Yep.
And clothes like this.
And beautiful clothes.
Okay.
Brave and beautiful. Ain't that right?
That's more than I
got. Me too.
Can I borrow $5?
Me too. All right, hop out. All right, go back upstairs. I love you.
Why you throw your daughter off you, man? That was me, man. You can't be doing that, man. I got ECF be watching.
Some construction equipment down here. I'm trying to.
Inside, how you got construction equipment?
Man, this is.
All right, so what y'all want to talk about, man?
I guess I'll go ahead and say what I need to say. Hold on. I'm trying to finalize this list first.
Man, listen, you can't be doing your list on the
every
show,
week.
Man.
Every week.
We got new rule for 2023.
You need not work. I had to rank them.
List got to be done before you get on
the show.
Morgan been working on the list up until he says his list.
Exactly.
Up until he said, even when he says, you know what?
Come on, my number 5. Come on now.
Listen, bro. I just came from the house with little man.
There ain't no excuse.
Night nurse come.
There ain't no excuse.
Yes, it is.
You got a notepad on your phone. I make my list on my notepad all the time.
Well, no, I started, but
Hey, shout out to my daughters who got me this Christmas.
That's dope.
That's Black Panther. That Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's T'Challa Jr. shirt, ain't it?
No, sir. That would be T'Challa. Don't blaspheme like that. Do not blaspheme like that.
What up, Rock?
What's happening?
Bro, I remember. Hold on, real quick. When Roxy did my show, I didn't know that wasn't her real name. I thought it was Roxanne. I thought it was short for Roxanne. Like I was like, wait, your name is what? Okay, my bad.
You gotta do your research, brother.
I did. She ain't got a name. She ain't have a name nowhere.
It's terrible.
So, all right. So I tried to give a female perspective on this. Of course, I tried
Roxy
to get
too big for us, man. Roxy, she too big.
No, it ain't. No, we're not gonna say that.
You too. Roxy, she's a superstar. She got her own clothing label out.
That she is.
Website up.
That she is. But
she big timing right now.
That's a good thing. But
killing the game.
I was trying to get a female perspective. I'm sure we'll still get some. Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion. I specifically waited on purpose because when it first happened, I didn't know what to believe. It was impossible to know what the truth was. People were debating whether or not she actually got shot, what actually happened. For forever, she didn't say anything about it in the first place. Then when she did say something, of course, people were doubting her. Tory said he didn't do it. Meg said he did. It's a back and forth. It's he said, she said. I'm not dealing with that, right? I don't care how much people talking about it, the blowback, all the gun bumping. For me personally, I left everything alone until the case was over. Because now, when the case is over, we have actual evidence. There's an actual trial that's taking place, and we have evidence to know the who, what, where, when, why. Now we can actually make some type of assessment. So, for those who missed it, he was counted guilty on all counts.
What were the counts? What were the counts, though?
3 counts. Yeah, I need to pull up the specific counts. I had them written down, but I'm going to have to find the article. I know one of them was illegal possession of a firearm, I believe.
That's important.
Negligent
discharge
of a firearm.
That's important.
Let me pull them up to be specific. Let me see. Hold on.
There was no charge. I think, and I didn't follow the case, so excuse me. But the little bit that I know of it, I think people were assuming that he was being tried for attempted murder or something like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that was never the case. And I didn't pay attention to the case, and I know that there was no, murder involved or manslaughter, any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I go ahead. I do have the charges pulled up now, but go ahead and finish.
I was just trying to fill time until you found it, but that's all I'm saying. Like if you just read, Morgan just did a quick Google search.
Yeah,
found the information.
100%. So the 3 charges that he was convicted on was assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. Those are 3 charges that were put out against him. Again, people were debating this entire time about whether or not she even got shot and all of that type of stuff, which is why I waited for the trial. Because I personally didn't know whether she actually got shot or not. You see what I'm saying? It's he said, she said. I don't know, Meg. I've never seen her a day in my life. I don't know Tory either. I don't have a reason to believe or not believe either one of them. You know what I'm saying? So let's just wait until the trial happens, right? Of course, the internet waits for nothing, especially Twitter. And there's going to be a lot of conversations concerning Twitter tonight. But, with that being said, with those 3 charges, let's walk through the case. Now that the information's out there. So I just gave you the 3 charges that they charged him with. Let's not deal with the he said, she said parts of the case yet. Let's just deal with the physical evidence. So the physical evidence in the case, the police have a gun. They had a gun that they recovered. They tested it for DNA. They tested it for Tory's DNA specifically. The DNA. Now, this is one of the things, and I'm going to get to the bigger part. I'm going to deal with a micro, then a macro. The micro, just the case. They tested it for DNA. It was found. The DNA was found inconclusive concerning Tory Lanez. He is the only person's DNA they tested. They didn't test Meg's friend Kelsey. They didn't test her DNA. I'll get to that in a little bit, but his DNA was found inconclusive on the gun. The gunshot residue was found on Tory Lanez and on Meg's friend Kelsey. Those are like the physical parts of the evidence that have to do with the case. Everything else is pretty much witness testimony. He said, she said, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a juror and I'm looking at these three charges, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in the vehicle, and discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. You got to find somebody guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, right? The one that I would not be able to... You could possibly, as a juror, say all three of these I have reason to doubt, right? Because the gun was in his car, but how do I know it was his gun? It could have been Kelsey's gun. It could have been Meg's gun. It could have been their gun, which is I didn't watch the whole case, so I didn't see the case that his defense tried to present to say it wasn't his gun. I hope that they said it wasn't his gun, but I don't know that. But to me, given the facts of the case, now let's add in the he said, she said. The friend Kelsey, to me, is a very problematic part of the case. One, because when it first, so the quick lines for the he said, she said parts of the case. There was a party at Kylie Jenner's house. I think it was Kylie, one of the Kardashians. There was a party at one of them. I don't, man.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. So there was a party at the house. They invited Tory over. Meg was already there with a friend. They were in the pool. They were chilling. Allegedly, Tory was flirting with Kylie Jenner, whichever Jenner, but flirting with one of them Kardashians in the pool. Meg was drinking, was irritated, wanted to leave. They were leaving with Tory. The driver didn't want to leave. The driver was not going to leave without Tory. Tory gets in the car. An argument ensues in the car. Allegedly, Meg was picking on Tory for his career, saying he's not really popping like that. You just be riding these other people. Tory says the same about Meg. You ain't really popping like that, blah, 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 blah. They get into a back and forth. Tory uses the ultimate trump card and tells Meg, all right, so Tory apparently was having sex with Meg, and he was also having sex with Kelsey. At this time in the car, because stuff is getting heated, he decided to use that as his trump card to say, well, at least I'm not sleeping behind my best friend's back, and you know she rocked with me like that. He puts the information out there. After that information gets out there, a fight starts. We don't know whether Kelsey swung on him, or we don't know who swung on who first.
Who's this Kelsey person? Who's that?
Kelsey is Meg Thee Stallion's, her former best friend. So Kelsey is in so the four people in the truck, Tory's driver, Tory, Meg Thee Stallion, Kelsey, her friend, Meg's friend. So a fight takes place. At some point after this fight or during it is when the gunshots are fired. The cops get called. The cops come out. Everything else is history. There was testimony taken from Kelsey, and in the initial testimony after this happened, Kelsey said Tory shot Meg. That's what's on the police recording for when they initially asked, the questioning and all the investigation. During the trial, somewhere in between the months, before the trial, Kelsey decides she doesn't want to testify. They get her to testify by offering her immunity. Once they offered her immunity, then she was willing to testify, but once she did testify, she was saying she couldn't remember something, whatever. Go ahead, Danny. I'm trying to give all the information, but go ahead.
I would just like to interrupt and say that if you are a man and you are fighting a woman or two, and you have to pull out a gun, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm just telling you. I told you I was gonna get to the actual factual information, and then I get to the he said, she said. Now, this fight takes place. The gunshots are being shot. When the fight takes place, it was on the road somewhere. There was an eyewitness that was outside that saw the whole thing. According to this eyewitness, they both were beating Meg up. At some point, he heard something that sounded like fire. He thought it was firecrackers. It could have started from the back, but then he saw somebody short reaching over the door of the truck that was shooting or like making some type of motion towards the ground. That's what he saw. He called the police. He told them they need to stop. He called the police, whatever. That's one eyewitness account. And of course, Meg says he did it. Tory says he didn't. Kelsey changed her story. If I'm a juror, I'm looking at these three, charges. You could make the case to say, there's reasonable doubt there. Like it could have been Kelsey's gun. It could have been Meg's gun. If I'm an informed juror based on the case, the likelihood of me thinking that it's one of the two women's gun and not his, very low. Very, very, very low possibility for that in my head. Especially, I'm a Tory Lanez fan, or I was, of his music. His Chit Tape album was fire. His Chit Tape album was fire. Still is. So I was a fan.
I don't know if I could recognize any of his songs. If
I couldn't name one.
I don't think I could name one off the top of my head. And I don't know that if I heard one, I would know it was him.
Can I ask a question? Is Tory Lanez a singer or a rapper?
He's a singer and a rapper, kind of.
Hella find out. Honestly, can I be honest? I haven't really followed it. I saw when Megan showed her foot off.
Yeah.
Where she got shot.
I didn't see that. Can I Google it?
Yeah, you can probably Google it.
You can Google the pictures for sure.
You can go Google the pictures. My thought is, I don't think Megan shot herself in the foot.
No, she didn't.
So,
got her in the heel.
Yeah, I don't think she shot herself in the foot. Somebody had to shoot her in the foot. The
two people with gunshot residue on them were Tory.
Well, so I don't really care about the case. That sounded so bad, bro. What I was saying is I don't really care about the case. What I do care about is this really weird thing where, like, there's a lot of guys who immediately,
there we go,
like agree with guys regardless of everything, any of the information put in place, and like. I thought about that, and it's funny because in like when I thought about that, and then I was like, man, like y'all saw she got shot in the foot, dude. Like she got shot in the foot.
Everybody denied it though. There are a lot of people out there still saying she faked it. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
I know. I just honestly, I probably feel like Roxy right now. Like honestly, I don't even care, man. Like I feel bad.
The biggest reason I had to talk about it.
I just think
the nonsense I've seen.
There's nonsense about everything when it comes. If it's something, there's a lot of children and Kevin Samuels out there who hate women, and like they don't know that they hate women, but they hate women.
They know.
So no. I don't think they know. I don't think they know. I think they think they love women. No. Hear me out. I think they love women because they are sexually attracted to them or they love their mothers. And because they love their mothers and their sisters and their aunties, I think they believe they love women, but they really hate women.
That's not the same thing.
I didn't say it's the same thing. I'm just telling you. I'm giving you the rationalization that because I've literally talked to certain men like this. And
you can call his name out if you want to. You can say his name.
Say it.
Who?
I've seen conversations online with certain people. I'll say
no,
this.
no, you need to call out names.
I know for me. I know for me, when it comes to Kyron, why Kyron? When it comes to me, I know for me, and I was just telling my wife this the other night. Black women are going to. I trust black women 9 times out of 10, especially when it comes to something that they are experienced or saw. Right, Morgan, that whatever you eating looks delicious. That's all I'm gonna say. You tearing it up. You tearing it up. Because in my experience, if there's a situation where the truth needs to be told, the black woman is going to be the one to speak up and say the thing. Okay. Now, I'm not saying
whether
black
it's uncomfortable or not.
Whether it's uncomfortable or not, whether if the truth needs to be heard in a situation, whether it's drama or it's somebody being taken advantage of in the workplace, the black woman is going to be the one, in my experience, that is going to be the one that breaks that uncomfortableness by saying what truth needs to be said. Mm-hmm. And that's why, I mean, to me, I'm gonna believe the black woman first. Now,
I'm gonna believe the evidence first.
Evidence,
no, I believe in I believe in evidence.
Don't come out until later. So if I have to take up, if I have
that's
to
what I'm saying. Like, you cannot talk though. Like, you cannot like I'm trying to think of an example where like there could be two things going on, and you could just be like, I don't know what's going on.
Don't be involved.
I'm just not gonna say nothing.
It's perfectly fine to say I don't know.
My problem.
Yes, that's the first thing for me. If I'm not involved in it, then I don't got nothing to do with it. My wife runs a hair salon, and she hears all kinds of crazy stuff, but it ain't got nothing to do with us. So I'm staying out of it. I'm not going to repeat your stuff. I'm not going to say what I heard. But if it doesn't,
that's why I didn't say nothing about this. That's why I ain't say nothing about this trial.
I'm saying I
don't know enough.
But
I ain't following.
But if I'm asked, I'm gonna side with the black woman most likely first, because just in my experience, they're gonna tell you
side with anybody. I just be like,
I'm gonna side with whatever the facts tell me.
That's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I don't know anything, if I don't know enough about it, it makes no sense for me to be like, well, I believe that person. And then you find out that person got a gun with their fingerprints on it and everything. And you just be like, I just be like, I don't know. I remember when, and it's going to sound crazy, but like when the Aaron Hernandez thing went down, like that I was like, I don't know what's going on. Because everybody 100%. Kept saying like immediately when they heard about it, they was like, Aaron Hernandez is a killer. Immediately before any information came out, folks was like, he's a killer. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. When I get information, then I'll say something. We got information. Then I was like, he's a killer. Like, that man is a killer.
That man is definitely a killer.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, he dead, dude.
He died. Yeah, he did he commit suicide or something?
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to talk. Honestly, I didn't really care about this Tory Lanez topic. I wanted to talk about the Best Man final chapters, but y'all didn't watch it. So
let me just say this quickly before we move on. The only reason I talked about this is because of all of the.
That's a shame.
Because of all of the insanely misogynistic, ignorant, and I don't mean ignorant in a bad way. I mean literally the definition of ignorant, like you talking about something you don't know about. Because one of the things I kept seeing the other day, and y'all know I'm not going to spend much time on Twitter doing anything because it's a terrible place. But
Twitter is the worst place for me, bro. I cannot.
And it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse since Elon took over. But we're gonna get to that soon.
To me, it's not that. It's not Twitter. The environment of Twitter brings out the worst in me personally. Like, I get on Twitter and I want to tweet the worst thing that I possibly can think in my brain. I want to.
Why?
I don't know. A Danny problem.
I don't know. It is.
That sounds like a Danny problem.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's the environment of Twitter makes you react so quickly. I got you, Kenji. Don't even worry about it. We don't even sell these, but I'm gonna make a link just for you.
Dude, that's a problem.
What up, Jess?
Because like when I look at Twitter, I don't. My Twitter is pretty specific. It's sports. Like that's all that's on my Twitter. It's sports writers and NBA and WWE. That's it. Like and comic books too.
Comic books. Mine is all comic books and MCU movies, but it's all the harshest takes of like it's impulse. The impulse for me is Twitter. For me is the impulse. It's I got this thought. I want to put it out right now, and that's what Twitter is for me. And all of my, if I don't let my thoughts process, they're always bad. They're always negative thoughts. So I have to sit back and be quiet to think about what's going on before I put stuff out.
That sounds like a Danny problem, man. I'm worried about you, man. If your thoughts are immediately negative, that's a problem.
No, I mean not just negative, but like
oh wow,
jokes and stuff like that. Like if I see something I want to make a joke about it, it's gonna be you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a burn on somebody. Like I'm gonna joke on somebody, or I'm gonna say something negative about something that could be taken out of context later. It's not like, oh, I wanna kill every. No, it's not like that. It's like
you making Twitter sound. You make a Twitter sound like a trigger to like Travis Scott's secret.
It's
sacrificial.
It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like the Wild Wild West to me. I hate it. No, you don't.
Listen. So let me say this before we move on.
Can't believe y'all didn't watch The Best Man in Final Cut.
I'll wait.
That's a doggone shame, man. That's black made.
The thing that makes me upset.
Black made.
The thing that makes me upset about this Meg Thee Stallion thing. The thing that makes me upset about this Meg Thee Stallion thing, one, is people bumping their gums when they don't know what they're talking about. Two, one of the comments I kept seeing people say is that he couldn't have did it because there ain't no DNA on the gun. That's not the same thing. Saying there's no DNA on the gun versus the DNA is inconclusive are two different statements. One is a lie or a half truth, and one is the truth. And there's a reason you're saying that his DNA is not on the gun instead of the DNA is inconclusive. Those are two different things. People that want to go after Meg regardless, and this is going to come up again later, I'm not going to say why. I'm tired of seeing men. Men are bothered by the fact that they want women to stay in a certain place. And I'm tired of seeing it. It's disgusting. It's tiny penis energy, to be honest with you. People that are men that are secure. Men that
there's three people. It's only three people involved here.
Oh, Jess, don't do this. You don't know whether he shot her or not. This is what I'm talking about. You have no idea whether he shot her or not. What we know is that in that truck, there were 4 people in that truck. Okay, 2 of them have gunshot residue on them. So Tory had gunshot residue and Kelsey had gunshot residue. One of those 2 did something.
Justin said he would have come.
One of those 2 did something. Okay,
I got you, Justin.
You said it. I don't have time.
The black manosphere. The black manosphere.
Saying that Tory didn't shoot her is exactly what the issue is. You can't say that. That's crazy. You have no idea whether he shot her or not. But I will also say, as a fan of Tory Lanez,
if Tory Lanez was shot, would y'all
Meg was not shot
him?
That's
my question. If Tory Lanez had been the one that had a gunshot, would y'all be like, Megan shot him?
That's my point. I'm trying to save this. I'm trying to save it until later because there's a reason I'm trying to hold on to something. But again, I'm going to say it again. The majority of the people that are saying this stuff, you sound like you are insecure in a specific area of your life.
I would like to hear what Just says because he has a different background. I'll just say I'm not going to say what he does for work or what he used to do for work, but he has he might have a unique perspective on this.
Not a perspective that allows him to come on and say that he did not shoot her.
Unless that man can see into the past.
Exactly. Unless he had a camera in the truck. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say Tory shot her. What I said is I said, given the evidence, you could go either way. But if I'm sitting in there as a juror, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me tell you this: Tory and Meg both agree in their scenario in the story that they're telling that there was an argument in the car. Can I see Tory Lanez being upset and saying the things that Meg said he said and popping off in the way saying dance B and all that type of stuff? Could I see him doing that? 100%.
Yes, I could. Not the what was that movie? Harlem Nights? Not Harlem Nights. I'm shooting your pinky toe.
No, that 100%. Like that, it was. The testimonies are going to be conflicting. That's a part of it. That's why I don't pay attention to that part of the case, because that's irrelevant. Is he said, she said. Of course you're going to say that. Meg shouldn't have lied. She shouldn't have lied when she went on Gayle King. She lied badly. It was because Gayle asked her straight up, "Have y'all smashed?" Pretty much. Of course I'm using layman's terms. She was like, "You and Tory been smashing." What up, Jess?
King Justin in the building.
Let me finish this first. She should not have lied, right? She shouldn't have went on with Gayle. Gayle was like, "Yo, y'all been smashing?" And Meg was like, "I mean, no." You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. You know what I mean? And then in the trial, she had to go on record saying that they did have a sexual relationship. I'm like, come on, Meg. But that in itself doesn't mean that she wasn't shot. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the leaps that people will take is what bothers me, and the veracity that I see men get when women are involved in trials saying a man's done something to them blows my mind, because it's never there in the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that always blows my mind. I'd be like, bruh, what's with you guys? Like what's happening right now? What is this? You know what I mean? Instead of you just waiting and seeing what the information is, it's got to be, no, that be blah, 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 blah. It's got to be all of that when you could have just waited and then seen what the evidence told you and made a decision based on the evidence. But people don't do that. They're too busy bumping their gums. That's another issue I have, is people bumping their gums before they have information. I can't stand that crap. But I'm assuming Jess either had a camera in the car or he got a time machine. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to see what this is.
Just got cameras everywhere, so you never know. You never know.
Maybe Just is a mutant, man. That's all we know. He got that mutant power, man.
Yeah,
go ahead, man.
Apparently. Yeah, I'm waiting to see this.
So before I even start, are you able to listen openly?
I specialize in it
to the best of your ability.
I don't have a dog in this fight, so I don't
either. I just want to hear it. Right?
Otherwise, we can't have the conversation.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
You gotta talk to that man up there.
I am, because he coming for me. I just want to make sure as we have this conversation that you are listening.
I am listening.
Okay.
I am.
So now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What was Tory Lanez charged with or convicted? What was he convicted with?
All right. The 3 charges.
Mm-hmm.
He pled not guilty to assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
I don't care that he pled guilty. What did he get convicted for?
Well, that's what I'm giving you is the charges. That's why I read it. Okay, right. So the first charge is assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
Mm-hmm.
The second charge is carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. The third charge is discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. Those are the 3 charges.
Gotcha. Okay. So just assault, not aggravated assault, not
specifically
murder.
Specifically, assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
Hold on, Morgan. Before you go, we never said nothing about murder.
I never said nothing about
murder.
I said attempted murder.
Nobody
said that either, though. Nobody said that either. We didn't say that either.
That's not a charge. I read what the specific charges were, and I'll read them again.
So when you say assault, it's not even aggravated assault. It's just assault.
The specific charges. The specific charges are assault with a semi-automatic firearm. That's one charge. Right. Second charge: carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. That's the second charge. The third charge: discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. Those are the 3 charges.
Right.
All
So,
right.
assault. Do you know what an assault charge is?
I got the definition right here.
Go ahead.
Assault is generally defined as an intentional act that puts another person in reasonable apprehension of immediate harmful or offensive contact.
Contact.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Contact.
Reasonable apprehension or of immediate, harmful or offensive contact. Yes.
Contact. She wasn't shot. She was injured with bullet fragments. That's been the coarsest thing the whole time. She was never shot.
How did that happen?
She got hit with bullet fragments. She didn't get hit with a bullet.
Oh, so he threw the bullet.
If you have any knowledge,
he threw the bullet.
Can I finish, please? If you have any knowledge or understanding of when pistol rounds, to be specific, are discharged from a firearm,
can you just tell us?
They don't fragment out. They stay together until they get in contact into something, and then they fragment out. So, only way she got hit with bullet fragments, reasonable thought, is when someone shot at the ground and that bullet fragment spread out. She got hit with the bullet fragment. She did not get shot. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Does it matter?
Huh?
Doesn't matter though. So
yes
let me ask this question.
No.
Let me ask this question. I want to ask a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question first.
Sure.
So, okay, I'm gonna ride with you because I don't know that much about bullets. So let's go with the bullet fragments.
Okay.
So I mean, let's say the assumption is she was near something that got shot.
Yes.
So either is she shot or he missed, but he still was shot at her,
or she,
whatever. But the person that got charged is who we talking about right now,
right?
So the
other person get charged?
is that she got shot at.
She had a what?
She got shot at.
She got a muni. But yeah, Meg got shot at, but she did not get shot.
Right. Okay, cool. But that's like
I'm just a very literal person. And don't get me wrong.
I know you.
I was very much the
literal.
That I did not comment
but
on
that's
stuff
like you saying though. That's like if you shoot at me and it grazes me and I got a flesh wound, did I get shot or did I get a flesh wound? Did it scratch me?
The flesh wound.
Nigga, I got shot.
That's how you feel. Sure.
I got a question.
Bro,
I got
semantics, man. You talking semantics right now.
Go ahead.
Semantics.
If we are
military term. Okay.
Yeah.
Car gets hit with the IED. Did you get blown up or did you get hit with or did you get injured by the IED?
I got blown up.
You didn't get blown up.
Yes, if the shrapnel from the explosion hits me, then I got blown up. Yes. I get PTSD. I get service connection from that.
Kevin, you know what I'm talking
about. You can get PTSD by getting hit from the shrapnel. You got injured by that.
But given the specific given the charges that I read to you earlier, you're telling me that based on the evidence.
So if I got a bulletproof vest on,
I don't know if
I got a bulletproof vest on, and you shoot me in the chest on my bulletproof vest, but it doesn't penetrate. Did I get shot?
Say this again.
If I got a bulletproof vest on and I get shot in the chest and it doesn't penetrate and I still live, but did I get shot?
Sure. If you got hit with a BB gun, did you get shot with a BB gun? Yes.
It's still assault.
It's still assault.
I don't know what this matters.
I'm not denying.
All right.
Okay, cool. So she got shot at. All right. How about that? She got shot at. If that makes Justin feel better.
I'm just
saying though.
I'm not denying.
You just making semantics though. A bullet fragment still like penetrated her skin though.
She didn't ask for those bullets. She didn't ask for the bullets.
Not denying that.
She didn't ask for the bullets, right? They got into an argument. Again, so we got to go with physical evidence, and then we got to go with what stories were told. The physical evidence, what we know is that the DNA for Tory Lanez was inconclusive. Not missing, just inconclusive. The gunshot residue was on both Kelsey and Tory. So the charge for negligent discharge of a firearm fits Tory Lanez because he has gunshot residue on him, right?
It does.
Kelsey wasn't being tried, right? Because she had immunity.
Right.
And they had to give her immunity in order for her to testify.
Exactly.
In the court case, they played an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of tape of Kelsey's testimony to police, where she specifically said Tory shot Meg. Okay. So in that case, if you're a juror in that courtroom and you hear the first testimony that she had that was immediately after the incident versus months after, which one has the better chance of being more truthful to what actually happened?
What they said at the time it happened. That's what you're
okay. And at the time it happened, when the police questioned her about what happened, she said Tory shot Meg, right? All right. So we know Tory shot Meg according to, we're going by Kelsey's testimony. Tory shot Meg. That's right after it happened. Meg said Tory shot her. It's also another part that was a part of this case is that Tory offered both of them $1 million on the scene to not say anything. Right? Tory denies it, but Kelsey and Meg both said that happened and put it in music. All right. If you're a juror and you hear all of this information, are you still listening to that information saying, well, Kelsey probably did it? No, because you know Kelsey has immunity already. But who else had gunshot residue on him? Tory. Right? So that charge, that third charge fits, right? At this point, that fits.
I'm not denying any of the charges.
Okay.
So I'm never questioning any of the charges. He was, yes, he wasn't supposed to have possession of the weapon. He discharged the weapon. You got an eyewitness, I don't want to say non-biased, but you got
more than one eyewitness
showing he shot in the air or whatever.
Yes. Go ahead, Danny.
So I'm not denying any of that, but when we say, "Oh, he shot her," that's not true.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I never made that assertion.
When people are saying this, we mean people. When people are saying,
I would like to point out two things.
Isn't true.
Apparently, from the CNN article, it says Megan said as she exited the car away while Lane shot her, I started walking away and I heard Tory yell, "Dance, B." So, first of all, to do that, you got to be a special type of person to tell somebody to go straight to the movie line, "Dance, B," and start shooting at the ground. That's
did she say that in court or did she say that to the police?
She said that.
I think she said it both.
No, she only said that in court. She didn't say that to the police.
Well, no, yeah. Initially, she didn't say anything. Like on the scene, she didn't say anything specifically because she was afraid that they would be harmed, but also Tory definitely would be harmed. She didn't say anything for months.
Also, she probably just got offered. She got offered $1 million on the scene. But anyway, okay, cool. But at the same time, me and you, Justin, all right, at least I know with a firearm, you know, with a firearm, you got to be careful. I understand they live in a different kind of life, but I've always, y'all get on my damn nerves, bro. I know that with the firearm, we got a firearm here. We got 4 children. This thing is not getting pulled out unless we intend to use it. Right?
You're right.
I'm not pulling this weapon out unless I'm intending to use it to harm a person. Now, like I said, I know they're living a different type of lifestyle, but a firearm is not a thing to be played with, period.
I agree.
So to me, as a person who really believes that, if you out here shooting at the ground at people, or like I said earlier with Javon, if you can't handle your own with 2 women or with 1 woman, and you got to pull out a pistol, I don't think you deserve to have one. I don't got your back on that.
Okay.
So
he wasn't supposed to have it anyway.
It
was a felony possession charge, meaning it was already illegal for him to possess the firearm. So I'm not disagreeing or trying to argue any of the charges.
So with that being said, and I'm glad that you said what you said so that we could pretty much not litigate it, but kind of walk it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I want to go back to what the actual for me issue is in this situation that bothers me more than the case. The thing that bothers me more than the case is one, people, especially black people doing it, running to bump their gums about stuff that they don't have information on. I can't stand it when anybody does that. I can't stand when anybody does it, but I especially can't stand when we do it. We already got enough stipulations on us. We got enough on us, bruh. Shut the F up until we have information to actually look at and be able to say something about it.
Did any other communities actually care about this case?
Who?
Huh?
Did any other communities actually care about this case besides us?
Not like that. No. But I will say that I agree. I mean, it was a hip hop thing, so of course it blew up and became something else, which is another thing that irritated me. Like I said, the thing grew legs. It took on a mind of its own, and I'm tired of seeing men with ego issues do this to women, especially because black women. We know women. People want women to stay in their place in society. Black women in specific, we know, Malcolm said it a long time ago and it's still true now. The most disrespected and underappreciated person in the United States of America is black women. That is if you wanted to contest that statement, I promise I'll destroy you.
I'm not trying. I totally agree. So we don't have to go there. You don't have to assume that about me at all.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in general to the people that I have the issue with. I'm not talking to you. That's one of the reasons that I got so irritated to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna have to talk about this because I'm tired of seeing black men, especially, say, "Man, F Meg, bro, F what she talking about, bro? She blah blah blah. Well, she lied when she went on the thing, so she obviously lying about." Anytime you start conflating stuff like that, you need to shut the F up because you're making yourself sound stupid, and then you make yourself seem like an Uncle Tom or just a weak person. To do that about black women when you don't know what the truth is. I can't stand it. You shouldn't do it, period. But you definitely shouldn't do it to black women. Just because they don't have representation as it is, and they fight to back us on whatever all the time, and they can't get that crap in turn from us for nothing. This is another opportunity. This is another situation where once again you got this group of idiots, you know what I'm saying, that's out there bumping their gums and talking that crap and that nonsense with no evidence whatsoever, just making up crap. And then when the evidence comes out, now you got to sit there and look stuck on stupid. But instead of you admitting it, you're gonna double down and be like, "No, that hoe, she still did it, bro. She deserved it. She shouldn't have been in there. She shouldn't have got enough feelings. It's gonna be all kinds of reasons that they still got as to why Meg deserved what she got. And you type of people are the reason that society's still in the place that it is right now. I'm gonna leave it there.
Hold on, I just want. This is my last thought because Kenji posted. Does she have no accountable for who she rocking with? Listen, man, you can't really do that, dude. Like that's victim blaming right there.
But
man.
who she's rocking with? What do you mean?
Like nobody hangs out with somebody with the assumption that person going like shoot at them. Like let's just keep it a buck. Like you ain't gonna. Most people don't hang out with people who think they're gonna shoot at them. Like, I mean, you victim blaming them right now. I don't. That's like saying if your daughter hung out with an older dude and the older dude raped her, and then you be like, well, you shouldn't have been hanging out with him. Nah, you concerned about your daughter getting raped. Like, you don't even have to worry about that joint. Like, it's not about accountability at that point. That dude should be able to control himself. We aren't talking about most people. It don't matter. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Matter, dude. It don't matter. It don't matter about most people.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kenji. Shadow government is the reason we don't change the vibe lighter. What are you talking about, Michael?
All right. Holy whataboutism, dude. It's called.
Y'all know Mike be on that ultra Illuminati stuff.
Kenji, I'm using an example to compare with another example. It's not a whataboutism, dude.
Kenji,
damn you.
I don't care if you are it's not like stupid. It's not like Tory Lanez is like some type of known mafia boss that's looking for smoke at all times or something. Like, you can't conflate that. Please stop trying to do that. You can't conflate that. Okay? So in this situation, they were at a party. They decided to leave that party. A fight ensued. Something went left. Something happened, and a jury got to see the evidence and make a decision on what they believe happened, and they did. Case closed. The issue with this situation is black men coming after black women when they have no evidence whatsoever to do so with, instead of backing the black woman or just standing neutral. Instead of doing either one of
black
those
women
things.
that also didn't back her.
That's factual. But black women are less black. There's always going to be certain segments of society that does that to each other. White women do it to white women. That's a thing.
I heard something specifically on TikTok I want to point out too. There were people on TikTok, and these are younger black women, who were calling out Sierra and Kelly Rowland, I think, because they backed Chris Brown recently, because they stood up for Chris Brown, but they didn't say anything about Megan. Now, specifically to that, I'll just say they're probably not in the same circles. These Kelly Rowland and Sierra probably worked with Chris Brown. You know, they're in R&B. They probably are in the same circles. I don't know if they're in the same circles as Megan. So it's easier to back somebody if you have experience with them. Like, y'all are my homies. If something happened to y'all, I might speak up for y'all, whereas I wouldn't speak up for somebody else that I don't know. So, but yeah, generally, I agree with you more. People were quick to.
They're still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're still doing it right now. That's why I brought up what I brought up earlier. People saying that he definitely didn't do it. His DNA wanted a gun. Stop lying, bro. Either stop lying or stop being ignorant. Because it's one of the two is happening. Either you're ignorant or you're just straight lying.
But it's okay to have
there's no accountability.
A different type of opinion too. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
As long as
that's why I have this show.
You can clearly narrate it. You know what I'm saying, and dictate it and express what it is that what your opinion is. Once again, that's why I was like, my opinion is that he didn't shoot her. Yes, she is injured. She is the victim. He discharged, and he's guilty of all those things. But when people are saying that he actually shot her,
I
don't agree with that.
I get that. It's a semantics thing, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, the only way you'd be wrong is if you were saying. The only way you'd be wrong is if you were saying that to say he couldn't be guilty because he did not shoot her. Well, but then you still be completely wrong.
Can I ask this question? I mean to interrupt though. Like you're saying that you want to make sure people understand that he didn't literally shoot her, but it's almost like it ain't for lack of trying. You know what I'm saying? Like he still shot at her enough that she was injured.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with Jess on that. I'm not. But
what I'm saying is he shot at her enough that she was injured.
Yeah, no.
So if
very easy, hold on.
Let me finish. So if we're talking about the conversation, right? And we're saying, he shot her. Well, he shot at her. Well, she still got injured. He shot at her in her vicinity. But we know she still got shot at close enough that she got injured. So it doesn't really matter whether or not he literally shot her or he shot her by association. Like
it does to the courts. It does to the courts.
But we're not. I'm just talking about in a conversation that we're having right now. Like, if I don't feel like going into the in-depth, it ricocheted off of blah 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 blah.
I agree.
He shot her. You know what I'm saying? Like bullet fragments entered her.
And I'm not going to say you're wrong for thinking that.
But you just
I can have my own opinion.
But I'm saying you came on to tell us that we were wrong, or that we're not saying it.
He just clarified.
I didn't say y'all were wrong.
Okay,
I didn't say that.
Fair enough.
You can look in the comments. I didn't say, "Oh, you wrong." I spoke my opinion.
I think it doesn't matter.
And I came in and explained why. I know how y'all Vermont people are. I'm just trying to make sure straight.
Hey man, listen. I am not from Vermont, sir. I'm gonna need you to stop slandering my name. All right, slandering my state name, sir.
My bad.
People, what's that mean?
Boston, North Carolinians. All you North
New
Carolinians.
England, my bad.
You North Carolinians need to chill out, man.
Yes, but nobody. Kenji, I read the charges like 4 times.
You damn Panthers fans.
There was no charge for malicious intent.
Oh, that's
the charge was for negligence.
Right there.
The charge was for negligence.
Nah, that's what he got charged for. He ain't no Eagles fan.
He negligently
discharged a firearm.
Whether he shot in the ground or shot in the air, that bullet still could have come down and did what it did.
Exactly. He shouldn't have had. There's been people who have been convicted. There's been people that have been convicted for shooting a gun in the air and the bullets coming back down and harming somebody. That's a thing too. So you know,
I'm not negating that. That's what I'm saying. I totally support that.
But when you say no, I'm talking
assault with a weapon. If he came up and pistol whipped her, that's still assault with a deadly weapon too.
Yes, exactly.
So it's more about when I start speaking about it, it's like, okay, I want to bring light to for a lot of people to have understanding of what these charges can be.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
It doesn't necessarily says that he did this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It could be a myriad of things. Can I ask though,
do you feel like it matters in the grand scheme of things?
In the grand scheme of it, no, he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? He potentially did something that caused harm. We know that she was harmed. We know that she is the victim. I would say it does matter though in the grand scheme of things, because the court systems, the system that we use to prosecute people, right? And the conversation that we're having is based on this. What me and Morgan were talking about. People are talking about it like people are like he was being convicted for murder. When that was not the case.
No, I'm not talking. Hold on. No. Time out. No. I'm not talking about the charges. The charges matter. I'm not talking about the charges. I was mostly talking about the conversation that Justin and I just had about the semantics of shot in the vicinity that's still injured. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yes, because people have to understand the scope of what things are.
Yeah. Why he's not going to jail for 30 years. Instead of whatever.
He's got a point too. He's looking at
God forbid you're in this same situation. You need to know what the parameters of
No. I got you.
What this assault is.
I got you.
Otherwise, somebody gonna be like,
come on, man. Y'all Panthers fans. Listen, man, y'all Hornets fans are so riled.
See?
Hornets fans.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're from where you're from, and I'm saying something else that somebody's going to actually believe that.
Have a team?
You're in that vicinity. You get what I'm saying?
Who?
Do they have a team where you're
in general?
Listen, I'm gonna need y'all.
Don't worry about Connecticut team in Rhode Island.
I am not going to do this. I'm not from Rhode Island, sir.
Y'all got a basketball team, Javon?
Okay, but the semantics of it, you up in that area somewhere. So whether you from Rhode Island,
the Rhode Island Northeast,
I'm not from Rhode Island. I'm not from Vermont either, sir.
Oh, I
see, walk you around my neighborhood, sir.
You want to be specific.
Oh yeah, wait.
You are from Connecticut, right?
New Hampshire. It's New Hampshire, bro. We're tripping.
Right. But you want to.
I'm sorry that y'all want to live in North Carolina. Y'all can come up here. Y'all can move. Hold on. Y'all can move. I know you don't want to live in North Carolina, sir. Too.
But you want it to be specific. You are from Connecticut.
No, I got you. I got what you mean.
So you want that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he didn't shoot her. You know what I'm saying? He did this, and this caused the other thing. He's still guilty.
I'm from the bull.
Fair enough.
I don't even need to say it. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
Shout out to Little. Is that your hood thing? Is that your hood thing?
No, it's not. It's not the hood. It's Bull City.
That's
Bull City, cuz.
That's terrible.
You don't need to worry about that.
What y'all do up there?
Yeah, what y'all do up there?
Don't worry about it. We don't do nothing. We don't do anything that's silly.
They don't have anything.
They don't have
any pride for your city.
Catch crabs.
What for what? Windsor, for like Windsor, Connecticut?
Catch crabs.
There's nothing gangster about Windsor, Connecticut. I'm
okay. Gotta be nothing gangster. You can have just pride for your city.
I have pride I'm actually from Hartford, sir. Don't worry about
that. Where are you from now? You just said Windsor.
I was born in Hartford.
Now you saying Which one?
I don't live there anymore, but that's where I'm from. Oh, so you're not from Philly? Okay, cool. So you from North Carolina? No. Because when I asked you where you live, you said North Carolina, but you'd be like, "Where you from? You from Philly?" All right.
I'm from Philly, but I live in Durham, so I will rep Durham. I will rep Bull City.
Kenji said all y'all do up there is call the cops on black people. And
we're not talking about racism. We're not comparing racism in Connecticut to North Carolina.
You know the racists down here though. It's different.
Keep it a buck.
You know the racists down here.
Let's just keep it a
buck.
We a blue state,
sir. People that will.
We a blue state, sir.
Oh, crazy.
We just turned red, actually,
y'all
sir.
Blue-ish.
We just turned red, actually,
y'all
sir.
Purple.
We're purple now. We're purple now.
Regularly.
Y'all purple. Y'all purple.
Yeah, that's okay.
We gotta
that's all right.
everything.
Don't talk about racism in your
It's okay to be purple sometimes.
That's all right.
You're gonna have some people that are going to think Tory did it. You're going to have some people who think that he didn't do it. The bottom line is she was injured. She is the victim.
No, we all agree on that.
He got convicted for it.
Honestly,
now,
I didn't really care.
It would suck if it came out that he really didn't do it.
Correct. But
and
at
that's
the same
a possibility,
time,
correct?
The charge that I don't think there was any way he was going to escape is having a firearm in the car.
Right.
There was no way to escape that. You knew you weren't supposed to have a gun. Nobody in your car should have had a gun. Right. Period. Now, though, if I'm his defense team, I would have been trying to argue and say, hey, that's not my client's gun. You can't prove it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or whatever. And I would have tried that. And I'm sure they did try that. I didn't watch the trial. I don't care. I just need to make sure that I got it out.
Because you're speaking on it.
No, what I mean is, but I more so needed to speak on it because I needed to make sure that I spoke up against the nonsense I keep seeing men do, especially black men.
Hey, dude, Danny, I tried like 2 times to change the subject, man. Morgan has something to say today, man. Morgan has something to say.
I'm just saying real quick before we move on, since we got Just here. I know he's a fan of the MCU and Marvel movies. I don't know if y'all saw the news that came out with the rumor. I ain't gonna say the news. I'll say the rumor that came out about the Thunderbolts movie and the Captain America movie. So the rumor is that Tiamat. So y'all remember from the Eternals movie the island now that transformed or that the Guardian. What was it called? The Celestial that was coming up out of the Earth, right? Coming up out of the Earth that was stopped. They're saying that the Thunderbolts movie and the Captain America movie will explore the Celestial having adamantium in it. And, you know, we just saw what happened in Wakanda Forever, but then with the different governments trying to get vibranium. So if this is true, how do you feel about that? What do you think about that story with the Thunderbolts having to go search out the Celestial, and what kind of repercussions can that have? Because we all know adamantium. If they introduce adamantium pretty soon after that, they got to start talking about Wolverine. They got to start talking about the X-Men because that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest introduction points. So what y'all think about that?
I don't feel a way about it, but I am curious as to see where they're going to go.
Likewise.
Like, okay, let's see how they do this.
I don't really like
especially if they're going to be talking about or bringing in Captain America some kind of way. Is this the new Captain America? You know what I'm saying? Because Steve Rogers is technically he old as hell now. He on Joe Biden time.
100%.
Looking just like him too. He looked just like him.
For sure.
I thought it was Joe. I was like, they got Joe the cameo. All
right. So
that's
honestly, I don't like it that they're making it like
he would have fell off the seat if that was him. So you know,
he would have what?
He would have fell off the bench.
Why y'all hating on Joe, man? Don't hate on Joe. No, I would have liked it to have been closer to the books where it was something, you know, as a chemical thing that they make as opposed to another found thing. Because to me, that skews so close to vibranium. Like I would have preferred it to be a little different. I don't know if that's what they're actually gonna do. I kind of hope they don't.
But in the comics, wasn't it made as a synthetic form of vibranium though, right?
Yeah. It was so they were trying to make vibranium and then there was a mistake or something, and then they came across adamantium. That was Yeah, I believe that's what it is. That's the origin of it now. It's changed like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm just excited that they're talking more about the mutants and that more stuff. And I'm kind of excited to see how they bring in. Like you're hearing stuff about the Ant-Man movie bringing in Fantastic Four. Like you just don't know what to believe because they gonna say anything on the internet. But I think bringing in these bigger properties will get the MCU back on track.
Man, MCU never got on track, man. What you talking about, man? They never been off track.
It's been off track.
How?
It's been off track. They've been trying to find their way.
How has it been off track?
Explain that one to me.
Y'all know how people aren't happy with Phase 4. I think
y'all know how I felt about Multiverse of Madness. Y'all know how I felt about
Multiverse of Madness was a good movie. I'm sorry that you have issues with. I'm sorry you have issues with devil worship or whatever it is.
You're not about to come from Multiverse of Madness.
I did not say devil worship. I did not say
demons, witchcraft. I know you have issues with
I never said anything about the demons.
What do you have issues with, Danny?
I said that it was marketed as a wild, wacky romp through the multiverse. And we got yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
They literally said this movie is everything that you thought Spider-Man was going to be. They said if you like Spider-Man, you're going to get more of this. This is what you're going to get more of.
And they did. They went to a few multiverses. I mean, it's a story, dude. What you think they just going to keep jumping?
Okay, I didn't like it.
Okay,
or something. I don't understand.
I didn't like it.
I'm confused.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I didn't. Y'all like Thor too, so y'all really like Thor.
Okay, cool. That's one out of them. We didn't look, and nobody liked Thor: The Dark World either. So what's the problem?
Okay,
but that was in phase 1, 2.
So I'm not even gonna get back in. So how many movies came out in this phase? Think about it.
Five.
Black Widow, The Eternals,
6. Black Widow, Eternals.
Shang-Chi is phase 4 too, right?
Shang-Chi.
Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man, Wakanda Forever, Thor, Love and Thunder. Right?
That's 7 movies.
Black Widow started
7
right?
movies.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say how many was corny.
Black Widow was okay.
Black Widow was good. I like Black Widow.
Shang-Chi was greatness.
Shang-Chi was dope.
Black Panther was
dope. Wakanda Forever
Black Panther was great. Multiverse of Madness was great.
Multiverse of Madness. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was great. Spider-Man was.
I see two. I see 2 movies that weren't that good.
What should say that wasn't good, Javon?
I mean, Eternals. I like what they were trying to do, but I said this before. I felt like they needed that should have been a TV show.
That should have been a series. Yeah,
that should have been like 12 episodes where they got to flesh out everybody, and then it wouldn't. Then you could have actually had like the love triangle between Black Knight and such and such. They could have did a lot in the 12 episodes. I think they just tried to squeeze everything into one movie, but I like that they tried to do something different. So I give them credit for that.
I like the concept of the Eternals, but they had I like the concept of it, but it's not something that I probably watched it twice since it's been out. Same Multiverse of Madness, same with Black Widow. Same with I haven't even rewatched Thor: Love and Thunder. So
yeah, but you got to look at.
Go ahead. Eternals was I'm gonna say subpar for me. I wasn't impressed or what I'm saying interested in even watching it again. Thor I actually regret watching. I didn't like it at all.
Agreed.
And maybe Black Widow.
I like Black Widow, man. It was a nice little movie.
To me, Black Widow is the top. Is the middle point.
It's the threshold.
Oh,
yeah. It's literally okay. I agree with Black Widow on.
I thought you were gonna say it was the best. I was about to say.
I was about to say. Wait a minute, sir.
It's literally the middle of phase 4 to me.
That's fine.
But you got to look at once again. I keep telling people. I think people have looked back at the previous phases with Rose.
So then, what about the TV shows? Like, if you add all of those in. If you're not only if you don't like 2, maybe 3 of let's say 11 shows, that's still not bad.
I think I liked all the shows. I don't think I disliked any of the shows.
I didn't like Moon Knight.
I didn't like
Moon Knight. I like Moon Knight, but I get what they were trying to do though, which is what. So I rode with them because I knew what they were trying to do. What they were doing.
For me, it was because I knew nothing of that character. Yeah. So I just was not interested at all.
I feel like they were trying to not make him a Batman clone. So instead of focusing on like the things about him that made Moon Knight, they kind of veered towards the supernatural. They're like deeper into the supernatural than what Moon Knight normally is. So that's why I was like, all right, I get what you were going. I ride with you.
And I didn't watch those werewolf joints either. I haven't watched
No, that werewolf joint was hot, man.
Werewolf by Night was good.
Werewolf by Night was good, man.
Really good.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Danny, we know you don't like devilish things, man. We
know. It's not that. It's not even that. It's just like
we know you don't like devilish things, man.
You gotta be. It was not a devilish thing. It was. You gotta be in a certain mood.
Somebody transformed into a monster, so.
I know. I mean, he looked like a demon. I mean, I get it.
That's all right. Y'all keep trying to play me. Y'all keep trying to play me. That's okay.
Listen.
I think you got to be in a certain mood to watch it. That's all I was saying. I
watched it at 8:00 in the morning, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I can watch it at midnight, 3:00. You don't,
But my point being is that
what was your favorite part, man? If it was that great, what's your favorite part? Never mind. Just ain't seen it. Never mind.
Did you get scared? That stuff don't bother me. Did you get scared?
It wasn't. Okay, Jess. All right.
No, man. I'm asking.
No,
he trying to console you.
He got scared, man. He got scared.
Not scary.
He got scared. He didn't even see the end of it.
It was not scary. It wasn't funny to me. The action scenes weren't all that great, and I'm not a big fan of Man-Thing or that. Like those are.
You don't need to be a big fan of something to like it. I wasn't a fan of Ant-Man, and I like the Ant-Man movies.
Absolutely. Really? But I'm saying Man-Thing being in it was not as cool to me because he didn't do anything. Man-Thing did nothing.
What?
And
I don't even know about that one.
It's not special to me, but jump in at the last. I mean, like
y'all ready to get into the list? Because
go ahead, do the list, man. Because he blasted.
I'll go ahead and do the list. I'm sitting here.
Yeah, I don't remember who went first last week.
I went first.
Yeah, you did.
I'll go first.
I can go first. It don't make no difference to me.
Yep, Kenji. Yes, he did.
All right, so I'll go first. I ain't got no issue with it. Top 5 moments of 2022. So I lean towards. I'm assuming we were talking about pop things that happen in pop culture. So
I did everything.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know that I did that. I think I lean more towards pop culture or just like societal things that were viral or whatever, or things that I personally thought were hilarious or important. So, with that being said, number 5, Black Twitter specifically's reaction to Queen Elizabeth's death, passing, whatever way you want to put it. I assume Queen Elizabeth's passing is like a big thing, but the reaction on Black Twitter was like one of my favorite moments in 2022 by far. The TikTok videos of people being like, it was like the queen died. Who, Whitney? Beyonce? And they kept saying all them, and then they were like, no, Queen Elizabeth, girl. Who is that? That crap was hilarious. On top of just the social reckoning of the binds that are still there from colonization that she didn't really salve, and still has active issues out in the world, and bringing light to that again in that moment was a beautiful thing.
When they said that she was going to be buried with the diamonds, bro, and people were like, they don't even belong to her. Like, y'all about to bury her with stuff that she stole? That ain't right.
There's a fine line there because I'm not trying to celebrate someone's death, right? You know what I'm saying? But what I am saying is that the issues that she chose not to solve or deal with all coming home to roost in that moment in hilarious ways as only Black Twitter could do it is definitely one of my favorite things in 2022 by far. So that's my number 5. Number 4. Elon Musk taking over Twitter.
That was your favorite?
No,
I don't understand.
It wasn't.
So it wasn't. I don't know what this list is.
It's moments of top moments.
All right. I think I did something different, but okay.
Yeah, it's not favorite. It's just moments of 2022 that I thought was significant. I'm not.
It's always got to be different.
I wasn't pleased about it. I personally did not like Twitter as it was. But Elon taking it over. I'll tell you what Elon taking it over did. People have been calling him a genius for a long time, and maybe he is. But his handling of Twitter has greatly diminished that thought process. That I will say, and I think it's only getting worse.
Have you seen?
One of my favorite moments of that is the fact that when he put up a poll on Twitter for whether they wanted him to step down, and on his own platform that he now owns, they wanted him to step down. That's crazy and hilarious at the same time. So that's and I think it did have a big social impact because people love Twitter. Like I remember everybody talk about losing Black Twitter, and because don't get it twisted, Black Twitter is a national gold mine. No question about it whatsoever.
Have you seen
successful at times, but it's
y'all
also
seen the Glass Onion movie?
Yeah,
no, not yet.
No, great. Never mind. I won't say nothing.
Yeah, I just watched it. I
gotta watch.
What up, Gary?
It's on my list. It's on my list to watch. I was too busy watching, the Black-made, Black-owned Best Man final chapter. Sorry, you guys.
If you say so. Just like the Avatar, they about 20 years too late for me.
Yeah, congratulations.
I didn't watch Avatar. 3. I ain't seen Avatar either.
Number 3, the January 6th hearings. It should be higher on the list, but it's not because we're America. So we don't, in general, our attention span in America is about 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take long for us to move on to the next thing. But the things that were revealed during that investigation from his own cabinet and Republicans are going to go down in history for sure. Probably by the generation before us, because I don't know about our generation sometimes. We got real deep issues that I'm not that I don't like much. But the January 6th hearings are huge, literally, and it could lead to the first indictment. I think it would be the first indictment of a former president. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's attached to that I could talk about, but I'll leave it there. January 6th hearings are my number 3. Number 2, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial.
Dang, bro.
I have never in my life, and that's why I was trying to wait. That trial, when I tell you I haven't seen anything be like that, I know people that literally watched it from gavel to gavel. Do you know how many people made huge amounts of money off of making a brand new YouTube page just to cover that trial? It was insane, bro. I've never seen anything like it. Seriously,
and they both toxic. They both toxic as heck.
It was but that trial was incredible. The thing that blew my mind not only was the fact that people cared that much, but it was again men just being like the most tiny penis thought processed. It was amazing seeing the energy that men had for this case concerning Amber. I'm talking about people bought T-shirts. People were buying T-shirts and hoodies and all kinds of stuff to be against Amber. And I'm like, bro, you don't know this chick. What's happening right now? What is this?
The crazy part about that is like there's so much information out there that shows that Johnny Depp is legitimately crazy.
But that
for real
my
crazy.
entire point the entire time was no different than it was with Meg. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna wait until the information comes out. Then as the information's coming out, people were still staunchly, bro, like entrenched in where they were. It was crazy. I have not seen a phenomenon like that in my lifetime that I can remember. You know what I'm saying? It has to be the closest thing to OJ. I don't think anything can touch OJ, but this was crazy to me. I've not seen anything like that.
I don't think it touches OJ.
Nothing can touch OJ.
Nothing touches OJ.
Nothing touches OJ. I'm saying for my lifetime.
I remember they wheeled in the TV in school.
That's what I'm telling you. For my lifetime being alive and grown to witness something, this is probably I can't think of anything that I've seen take a life of its own like this.
Go ahead, man.
Number 1, obviously the slap, bro. Like it. We had whole think pieces for weeks and months based on that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like there were whole referendums of black love, black men love and friendship, and like we had so many 50 million conversations based off of that one moment.
We had like a 2-hour long show on that joint.
Longer than that. We had more than one show talking about that one thing.
That joint stayed in the news cycle longer than anything I've ever seen.
It's still in the news cycle because he put out Emancipation, and he had to still go on and say, I hope that this film doesn't get negative reviews and stuff based on what I did. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But it
March
probably is
27th, like that.
Yeah. And it's still there, and it's still being talked about.
I still say
that's my number one.
Did I see it live? I watched it. I watched that joint live.
I ain't gonna say.
I wish I had seen it live.
All right, I'll go. Unless you want to go, Danny. Did you want to go?
Yeah, who wants to
go ahead? I'll go last.
All right. So mine's is a little different. I did like most like impactful, events / moments. 2020. Yeah, I thought it was a skit. By the way, Kenji, I thought the slap was a skit. I was waiting for the punchline.
I think everybody was, especially if you were watching it live. I can't imagine.
All right, here we go. So events, moments, most impactful for 2022. Brittany Griner's arrest and release, like that to me, because it was like expanded the entire year, like pretty much. So it was really impactful when you heard about what happened. And once again, it had a lot of the same dudes with a lot of the same energy that they had for old girl, Megan Thee Stallion, for any black woman who's going through something. It seems like they just want to come out the woodwork and talk. Number 4, Will Smith / Oscar win. The fact that man got on stage, slapped another grown man, and still took home the Oscar for Best Actor. I'm sorry, that was kind of G-like. I mean, I gotta give that man credit for that. Like, but Morgan said everything he said. Number 3, Kanye West / Kyrie Irving anti-Semitism. Like, between the two of them, it was like, it's so weird because I don't remember people talking that much about anti-Semitism before Kanye said what he said. Like, it wasn't as in the media or, in public opinion. Like, I've been trying really hard to think about it, and I can't remember talking about it that much until Kanye started his craziness. But feel free to let me know.
I specifically didn't put Kanye on the list because I didn't want to give him more attention. That's the only reason I didn't.
I bet. Fair enough.
That's the only reason I didn't.
But most impactful of 2022. So
I just did mine, and I was like, no, I ain't putting him on there.
Yeah.
Number 2, Roe being overturned. That was like an atom bomb, especially for women. Like, it was not, it was in every woman's mind. It was on every man's mind too. Like, if you think about it, because every dude or a lot of men seem to feel like they have to have an opinion on what happens on a woman's body, but whatever. That was tough. And then number 1, Russia invading Ukraine. I mean, I don't know how you can't have anything else be number 1. I mean, it's literally, and it's insane the fact that this dude just was like, let's go in there and just take over. And the fact that they're losing is pretty funny, but
that's hilarious. Actually,
that's pretty funny to me. Compared, like, they can't keep their troops happy. They losing like military strategists, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty funny to me. But that's my 5.
That's a good one. I wish I had a thought more like, it was hard for me to figure out which vein I wanted to go with. That's why I just stayed in pop culture. But that's a great list.
Jamal, we had similar ones.
Okay.
My list,
great minds, man.
My list is a little different. I'm gonna do Javon's normal thing. Number 5 is something that was big to me, but only to me, probably. Number 5 was Daredevil appearing in She-Hulk. That joint,
okay.
That was, to me, I was like, yo, they're bringing in Daredevil being in She-Hulk, in addition to, so I don't know if was WandaVision this year?
No, that WandaVision was like last year.
Yeah, WandaVision was last year. So to
Trust,
me, that was bigger.
I checked though.
That was bigger than when they had the Quicksilver thing. Like I remember, that was way last year because I was in a hotel then. And to me, Daredevil coming into the MCU like really said, okay, we're really doing this. Okay, so skip over that one because I know that one's gonna make my list lose. Number 4, the celebrity deaths from this year were like on another level. It seemed like to me. Your boy Twitch just passed away. Bill Russell.
I had no idea who that dude was.
The Twitch, the DJ Twitch. Nichelle Nichols died. Then on Coolio, and of course the Queen Elizabeth. But all the celebrity deaths and what's your boy's name from the Green Ranger? Jason David Frank. And Kevin Conroy, I don't usually speak on celebrity deaths, but there was a lot within my history, you know what I'm saying, that happened this year. All right. Number 3, Russia, Ukraine. That was crazy. Just geopolitical stuff. Number 2, to me, the January 6th into Trump with the nuclear documents. Like that whole section was like, bruh, like this dude really.
I left that off, but
this dude
you're
really,
right,
that right there proved once and for all, without a shadow of a doubt, this country is different for certain people. It's different rules for certain people.
This dude took home literal top secret documents, not one,
top secret documents,
a bunch of them. Nuclear.
I almost had it on my list too.
He's still out there just walking around. Just chilling. just chilling. Wherever. Out there playing golf.
Dude celebrated Christmas and everything with his family.
Mind his business.
But number 1, of course, for me, is the slap. That joint, like I said, I'd never seen something stay in the news cycle for so long. That joint happened back in March. And they are still talking about it like it is important.
Like it just happened.
That one man slapped another man. That joint.
And to be honest with you, I mean, there were great conversations that had off of the back of it, but that's why I said don't get it twisted. I literally in my notes I had Kanye. I didn't even put the rest of it. I just had Kanye because it's been so many times.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
There's been too many times.
You're not wrong.
This year he just done something. You be like, this.
You're not wrong
again. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was literally just gonna put Kanye, but I was like, no, I'm not giving that man no energy, bro.
You could have put him and his beef with what's his name? What's the comedian?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Yep.
You could put that. You could have put him harassing Kim online.
They said
him harassing Kim. You could have put him hailing Hitler. You could have put. I mean, it's multiple.
His campaign run.
Yeah, him trying to run for president. Him having a personal meeting to ask Donald Trump to be his vice president.
This dude. Just before I go, I want to hear your list, bro. You said you put together a list.
As soon as y'all was talking about it. All right, so my number 5 was Roe v. Wade joint. Number 4, sorry. All the crazy inflation that we had, gas prices going up, price for food, everything was ridiculous.
The housing market, bro.
All of that.
Still waiting.
3 was Brittany Griner's situation, the arresting her release, because that was just talked about the whole time. Russia invading Ukraine and the Queen's passing.
You got Queen's passing as number 1?
I'm gonna put Russia invading Ukraine as number 1.
Oh, okay.
All right, Queen.
That was.
What was it? Her passing, or like the reaction to the passing?
The passing.
Okay.
Because it sparked the conversation of all the stuff that happened.
I feel like I remember when she died, and I feel like I didn't feel nothing, man. It was I didn't feel nothing.
I just know it was on the news, every day, and like I said, Black Twitter went crazy. You know what I'm saying because of it. So it was the fact that she passed that caused all the stuff to happen.
The all I remember is the hilariousness. I laughed so hard, bro.
Yeah,
them TikToks had me crying, bro. Look, there was one of them, bro. Like my girl had real tears in her eyes. Did you hear the Queen die? Who? Beyonce? Queen Latifah? Angela Bassett? Whitney Houston?
She was like Anita Baker. She was like
Anita Baker? Michelle Obama? Lupita? Oh God!
What else? I had a few other ones. I had hilarious. I had I had a few. I had Tom Brady retires, then retires.
Of course you did.
That would be my number 5. But
I had when Prince Harry and Meghan left the UK. That was a big moment. That doc was pretty good. Yeah,
that was this year.
Yeah, and the doc was pretty good. I'm pretty sure they made it official and left there to move here this year. The stuff started last year, but I think even Oprah interview might have been last year. I can't remember, but I think when they officially let them know they were leaving and came to America was this year, if I'm not mistaken. And I watched the doc. Like I couldn't watch it; it was nonstop, and it was good stuff.
I had Antonio Brown drama. These are all mine. Almost made it.
Yeah,
like Stranger Things. Stranger Things was big for a while, man, because they didn't let that dude go, man.
Bro, let me tell you something. If we had to do top 5 TV shows, I put that up on my top 5 favorites. I didn't do best. I just did favorites because a lot of the really good TV shows that people are talking about, I still haven't even started, honestly. Oh snap! Hold on.
We could have talked about best case. You could have brought up what was the joint, the Asian one? That was this year, right?
Squid Game
this year?
I think that was last year. I think it was last year.
I feel like it was this year.
Now I gotta look, man.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
I think it was early this year.
Yeah.
Squid Game.
2021. I gotta remember my list then.
2021.
It was September.
Yeah, it was 2021. Okay. All right.
September. Yeah, All of Us Are Dead was this year though. That one was really good too.
What is it?
All of Us Are Dead. The
I heard about that. I saw that earlier, but I haven't watched it yet.
No, I'm looking at the thing right now, y'all. It says 2021. It says September 21. Maybe you
know what other series I look for to see if it came out this year. You know what
I probably watched it this year.
Danny, I know you know what series I
I mean, it probably had that overlap of being talked about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Lord of the Rings?
Boy, no. What don't you ever No, don't do that.
Star Wars?
No. What?
I don't know. I'm lost, man.
Midnight Madness, man.
Y'all seen the Tyson movie? Hey, man. Danny, have you seen the Tyson movie?
Not yet.
The what?
Not yet. I'm sure Danny's still working on it.
Have you seen the Tyson
movie yet, man? Danny's still waiting on it.
Yeah, I got jokes.
Danny's still waiting.
Listen, man. I'm still waiting too, man.
I'm still waiting. I promise when it come out.
I've seen the other Tyson joint, the other Tyson movie that came out.
They made a Hulu series though.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if that's.
I didn't watch it because Tyson asked us not to. Pretty much.
I'd rather watch Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. That his podcast is legit. No. Y'all see the episode with Cat Williams?
I started watching that, but I can't do this because Cat was sitting there. Cat was like, I don't agree with what he just said. He sounds crazy, but I don't want to tell him that. Like the whole, the entire interview, that's what it was. Because Mike would keep being like Cat could be like, yeah, man. So that's how I started my career. And then Mike would be like, or Cat could be like, yeah. And then I bought an ice cream bar. And then Mike would be like, yeah, you got to buy an ice cream bar. That's how you become the greatest. Like everything he turned into that. It didn't matter what Cat said. He was gonna tell. He was like, yeah. I mean, you gotta hate people. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're gonna become the greatest. That's the only way you go to that level. And Cat just had this look on his face like. Yeah, and then he would literally say, Yeah, I agree with that. And then you just leave it there. The whole interview was like that. And I say I can't do this anymore.
That is an idiot, bro.
Yeah, more Sean. He's like, you ain't never getting over that, man,
bro.
Not never. Never.
Never.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here.
All right, you want to wrap it up? We gonna actually have an official wrap it up. Are we gonna have an official wrap it up, or do you got something to talk about, Morgan?
If y'all got something else to talk about,
I mean, unless somebody in the audience got something they want to hear us riff on.
Hey, you know what I want? I want y'all to put your proclamations out there. Not 2023 goals. What are you going to do this coming year?
Oh man.
Let's put it out in that. Oh, you want me to go first? All right, bet.
Oh yeah,
this year. This year, I said it on my podcast. I'm gonna say it here. This year, my goal is to have 3 issues of Heat come out this year: 2, 3, and 4. On top of that, Heat one shot, Heat 3000 one shot. I want coming out. I have another one called Defense Omega coming out, and then Strong #1 I want coming out. That's 6 books from Visually Strong.
Oh no, Strong Zero.
No, that was a 0 book. So
Strong
this
Zero.
is #1. This is the start of the series. So that plus,
what is going on?
I will begin work on doing a Heat cartoon. I actually have already started it. I've already started it.
All right.
I see you, bro. God,
that's 2023.
My proclamation for 2023 is I will quit my job and be able to support myself and my family full time with comedy.
I like that.
That's a
put
big
it out there. That's big dog. That's what I'm talking
right there.
Let's go. Let's go.
I am not there yet.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jess.
Oh man, just need to continue to be the best person I can be.
There you go. I like it.
That's it.
Simple, bro.
I want to be in one of Javon's books. I want to be a character from Vermont.
I mean, I'm gonna make just that dude from North Carolina. That's what the North Carolinian. That's gonna be a supervillain name. The North Carolinian. That's going.
Hey, that was good, boy.
I could be an evil character named Specs, but I want to be from.
No, he's going to be the North Carolinian.
I want to be from somewhere up there. I won't be from
the Cackalack. The Cackalack.
Cackalack.
The Cackalack.
Sean said he want to lose 30 pounds, continue to work on animation skills, and watch.
Well, 2 out of 3 of them things gonna happen.
Yeah, let me get that off the screen.
We at least know that 2 out of 3 of them gonna happen. I don't know about that last one, bro.
Hey man, they beat Justice Eagles though, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, without Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Jalen wasn't playing, so I mean,
y'all go. You can watch the Cowboys in
the Super Bowl. They barely won.
They barely count though. Does it count if Jalen won't out there?
You gonna?
And they still almost gave it up. To be honest with you,
they get 0.5.
Yeah, they likely gave it away. I mean, they were very close to giving it away.
Hey man, listen, I'm pretty sure some Cowboy players are going to attend the Super Bowl.
Morg, let's hear your proclamation.
Man, listen, okay, I'll give my proclamations. If the first thing I would like is for my son to get through this year without a bunch of hospitalizations. If that happens,
amen.
That makes everything else a lot easier. So,
health first.
I can't say I cannot say that. I can't put it out there like Danny did talk about. I mean, I would like for that to happen.
Man, come on, man. We encouraging. We putting it out there for the universe, man.
Lumberjacks #3. So I obviously have to ship that out. Lumberjacks #3 getting shipped out. Lumberjacks #4 and being able to get the graphic out. Solitary being released. Harlem #1. Hopefully #2 being released. For the comic side. Turning Solitary into a screenplay.
That's right. Manifest it.
I can't watch it.
Turn to Solitary.
Look, damn it. No, Danny, you gonna support your friend's thing. I don't care if you got a problem with it.
I almost hung up on Morgan just describing it to me.
Man up.
He just called me to tell me what it was about, and I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna need you to man up.
It's very sad though, bro. It's very. He's not lying. He's dead serious. Literally, he's like, no, I gotta get off this phone. And I'm like, bro, I literally haven't even. So I take it you're not even gonna letter it now. You're not lettering solitary.
We'll talk.
See, you see how that goes? Because Danny, when I said let me find a letter, Danny specifically said I'm not letting anyone touch these books unless you specifically tell me I cannot. And I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? But now solitary
is another thing though. You need a special type of demon to letter that book, and I don't know if I can fulfill. I was rereading the script yesterday and reworking some stuff, and I'm very, very, very excited about solitary. I am. It's on another level.
We got it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey man, we all gonna do it, man. We all gonna do this.
Support
and get into these cons.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Proclamation for 2023. We are all gonna be in the same place.
That's gonna happen.
Yes,
that's gonna happen.
All four of us are going to be in the same place. Wherever we go,
I'm going to North Carolina, where Justin is from, to visit, because that's where he's from. That's where he claimed. So I'm going to come down to his city, his state.
Heroes Con.
He loves
Heroes Con 2023.
Hey, yo, let me tell you.
I told you, I'm trying to.
This is my first time going to Heroes Con, and I'm gonna tell you, I love it. Heroes Con is dope as ish, bro. I love Heroes Con. That might be my favorite con that I've ever been to. That crap was great.
I'm definitely trying to be there.
That art auction, bro. Oh my god, I could have stayed there all night. You kidding me? Like it was great. The Heroes Con is.
So we promised Danny we get him off for his bedtime. I don't want to keep him from
Danny. You need to stretch your bedtime. You need. I'm trying
to think of another proclamation because the key to most of that stuff is what I want more than anything is my son healthy. Yes. That by far, I want my son not to struggle like he did this year. He's back home, thank God. But if my son is at home and Gucci and I have nursing coverage for him, then I'm gonna go out here and smack off. Everything gets mitigated by that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're not talking ifs. We talking what's gonna happen.
So but Lumberjacks number 3 and 4. Lumberjacks number 3 and 4. Lumberjacks graphic novel, Solitary, Harlem number 1. Harlem number 1's already done. So as soon as I can get Lumberjacks number 3 shipped, Harlem's coming out right afterwards. And then
that's beautiful.
I'm very, 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 very excited about that. And I definitely want to get Solitary out. I just got to find an artist that I feel like can really milk that. You know what I'm saying? Like really milk the scenes. And I'm still looking. So, yeah.
Hey, man, I love y'all brothers, and I'm glad we made it through another year. None of us has killed each other. And, our viewership grows more and more, and I appreciate it. Hey, man, we all do this in solidarity. Just don't know.
That's the funniest moment of this year by far.
That is funny.
It's nothing close, bro.
No. Time out.
There's
you sleeping on camera?
No, you sleeping on camera was it?
That
is
the funniest thing that has ever happened on this show.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Don't even, dude. You get that.
I'll give you that. I give you that. I forgot. It was that good to sleep though.
That was the funniest thing that has happened on this show this year.
But that's second funniest.
Okay, I'll take
it's
second.
Like 1.5.
I'm okay with that.
It's like 1.5.
No, bro.
Devon was incensed, bro. Like the vein in his neck was like, wow.
Yo,
that's okay.
Dude, that was the funniest thing, man.
Hey, man, I live a weird life by weird hours. You know what I'm saying?
Mouth open and
everything. Wait, big proclamation. I'm buying my house this year.
That's
one way or other one, by hook or crook. That is happening.
Let's do it.
One way or other. God dang it.
In Durham.
Yes, in Durham.
Let's do
just
it.
Just to spite these hoes.
Just to spite. Hey, man, we got to put the proclamations out for these haters, man.
That's right.
Haters going to hate. I got one more for all of us. We're going to monetize Top 5 Live next year.
Yes, big one.
Amen.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to find a way to
monetize Top 5 Live.
And get some sponsors. And a producer.
Sponsors. We're going to get some sponsors, some products.
And a producer.
Get this money.
Get these t-shirts out.
So that Danny can afford to stay on the show longer.
Yes.
And absolutely. He has incentive to stay on the show.
Hallelujah.
Longer.
Yeah,
we can monetize it.
Yes,
so that he don't feel guilty. Right? So that his lovely wife will allow him to stay on longer.
Yes, Lord.
That's 45, right?
I'm proud.
Nah, you only staying on now because we had that whole conversation. Next week
he
gonna be off at 9:00.
I told y'all 9:30. It's now 45.
I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you
my props.
I do. I did.
I will give you your props.
I do want to also say how proud. Again, I've said it on the show many times, but I want to say it again. How proud I am of Danny and his wife, my sis Tiana, for putting in that work at the shop and building that freaking escape room, bro.
That's
I
right.
am so proud of them, bro. Seriously, I can't wait for everybody to be able to get down here to see it. I'm telling you, they did an amazing job. They got people booking that crap, whether we there or not. Like, it's dope as a mug to see that happen and to see that grow. So
you know what? Screw the Queen. That's my number one.
Huh?
There you go.
Yeah, no,
Screw the Queen. That's my number one.
Go.
Yeah, real talk. Like, that crap makes me every time. It makes me so happy, bro. Because the imagination it takes to have that in your head and put it together with no formal training to do it, freaking amazing, bro.
It's
freaking amazing.
I got one more thank you.
We're building the second one. We're building the second one in 2023 also.
Okay. All right. I got one more thank you. All right. One more thank you for all of our significant others, our children, for all the people that are behind the stage, behind the scenes, family, everything. Who allow us to have this time to talk and make fun of each other and entertain y'all. And they give us the ability to do this. I want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
Specifically to my wife, to Danny's wife, to Morgan's kids, everybody, Danny's kids, my kids, everybody, every guest who's been on the show this year, every single guest.
Absolutely, 100%. No, I was just saying, Angelina, that's my baby.
Just appreciate you.
Just Kyron being on multiple episodes.
100%.
Who else? I mean, we could
Tyler,
Wally,
Tyler,
Jamari,
Mike, Wally,
Greg, Victor has been on. Shauna has been on.
Yeah, Rock,
Shauna,
Kenji,
Robert,
Kevin.
Who else, man? Kevin. Like there's what's the name? Everybody who's ever been on the show, we thank y'all. Yes, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all. All right.
No, sincerely, we love y'all. We appreciate you. We appreciate y'all watching. We'll be back next year. Next year, literally. But next Tuesday, next year, first show of the year. And we'll decide to type it sometime soon.
All right, I'm out.
Danny's actually here. This is
amazing. This is a good way to start. I
don't even know the last time this happened. You gotta clap this up, bro. This is awesome.
Clap it up. We are ending on a decent time. I see y'all. Peace out.
Love y'all. See y'all Tuesday. Appreciate you, Jess.
Peace out, y'all. Happy New Year, everybody.
Absolutely. I might come on for New Year's.
I had to go off camera.
I might do that. I might legit do that.
You might be alone on that one. All right.
I'll see. But I love y'all, man. See y'all 2023.